Hi, Mr. Wolf with you again. A new book I'm going to read to you today is called Little by Little. And it's about an otter who's trying to learn to do something new. The author is Amber Stewart, and the illustrator is Lane Marlowe, and it was published by Orchard Books. The title again is called Little by Little. Otto was making a list, an I can do list, an I can't do list. Remember how we talked about I can't? We just got to throw that word in there yet. The can do side was much longer. On it was forward roly-poly, backward roly-poly, being kind to frogs, mudsliding, making very good sandcastles, slippery rock hopping. The can't do side was shorter. It just said swimming. Pretty strange, an otter that can't swim. Hopefully he gets to figure this out. Otto, are you going to swim today? Asked Beaver. No, said Otto. Not at all? Asked Bear. Not even a little. Otto sighed and went home. Don't listen to Bear and Beaver, said his mommy. When Otto told her, little by little, you will learn to swim. Otto decided he would have to keep trying. Sometimes Otto would pretend he could swim, but really he was hopping very quickly along the riverbed. Other times he would run along the riverbank, trying not to be left behind by his friends as they spun and tumbled through the water. But most days, Otto would simply sit on his favorite slippery rock, wishing and wishing from his whiskers all the way down to his toes that he could swim. Every day, his mommy would say, today is the day. And every day, it wasn't. But when those things happen, we don't give up. We keep moving forward. Then one sunny day, Otto and his sisters were watching their friends jumping off the highest ever rock into the deepest ever pool below. You have got to start small, his sister said. Small? Said Otto. Yes, small, she said. Come on. Today is the day to start small. That's how I did it when I learned how to swim. So, Otto started small. He hopped along the riverbed, keeping his toes off the bottom just a little bit longer every time. Then he did higher hops with floating in between. The next day, Otto did floating without holding on to anything, and pretty soon he was kicking all the way to the halfway stone. A few days later, Otto splashed and kicked and swam the whole width of the river from one bank to the other, all by himself. And little by little, the width became the length of the river from Otto's den to the deepest ever pool. Before long, the splashing and kicking turned into gliding, and roly-polies on the riverbank became underwater tumbling. When he was ready, Otto invited his friends and family to come see his big surprise. With everyone gathered along the riverbank, Otto jumped off the highest ever rock into the deepest ever pool. I did it, said Otto to his sister. I can really swim. You really can, laughed his sister, hugging her very wet little brother. You see, you started small and finished big. That is the end of the story called Little by Little. Thanks again for listening to Mr. Wolf read you another story.